Hey ladies and gents, it's Zem back, and we got a B-17G, the Tier 6 American bomber. So, the G model, this was the last version of the Flying Fortress built during World War II. Now, I'm curious, it's got the chin guns, chin-mounted 50 cals, and of course, the sides, the rear, and of course the belly turret. So yeah. Lots of 50 cals on this plane. I just did a video here on the B-32 that Cheef had sent to me. They actually did a little more research on the B-32. Yes, they actually were built. I believe 100 and some odd for airframes were built. They were going to be the fallback for the B-29 if it had failed. So yeah, that's the history of that part of it. B-17s, of course, everybody knows the history of the Flying Forts. These were the strategic bombers for the American Air Force in Europe. So they made a run through here on the command center, picked it up. Yeah, looks like a fair amount once again, stacked in two sets. Like we talked about in the other video, there was typically two in the bombing compartment. There was at least there was usually a catwalk that went down the center, and there was bomb racks on the left and bomb racks on the right. I'm assuming that's what they're doing here. You have a left and right set of bombs. So, picked up the command center, and now he's making his way here toward the center. And of course, the replay's not showing it because, you know, airfield. So with that amount of firepower, you know, like I said, especially with the ball gunner underneath and the top turret on the top, it has fairly decent coverage left and right, up and down. Now, if you're talking about historically, you know, during World War II, these planes did not have the best time of it over Germany. In fact, they ended up having to stack these planes a lot of times in large box formations to make the flights because they were fairly vulnerable to German fighters. So they've picked up the airfield, they got the command center, they got the bombers up and flying. He's got there's a Ki-102 in the Yamazaki. I haven't flown that plane yet. We'll be getting to those pretty soon here. And of course, about that time, here comes the Bf-109Z. However, with the 50 cals on this, unless you make a good pass right off the bat, it looks like the 50 cals are going to say, nah, fuck you, go home. Believe me, I've been shot down by these pricks. They're not pricks. They're just, they're historical aircraft with lots of 50 cals. So yeah, finishes off the Bf-109Z, and he's made his way over the next command center here. Let's see if we can see a little bit of the bombing action. Yeah. So apparently Swan likes Cheef's plane as well, and he sets up for his first bomb run, drops the right-hand side, and looks like he's got the left-hand side here. Let's see if he can pick up some more. He's looking for a little bit better targets here, so he's going to have to make another pass. Picks up 5 destroyed targets so far. The A doesn't seem to be terrible bad over this one, at least so far. So he's turned around. This thing has looks to be a wow, essentially just pirouettes right there in the center of your screen. Pretty quick turn. Now he's got enemy fighters behind him. Of course, the Bf-109Z. He looks like he's getting a little bit closer here. He's going to use up his 430s on the B-17. There's not much the B-17 can do against that plane. I mean, that's exactly what a heavy fighter is supposed to do. So they've got the command center and, of course, the airfields, which is always nice, at least strategically speaking. We got Blood Rain 666 in the A7M, the turn and burn, and he spawns right over top of his airfield. Looks like the incoming bomber flight was not contested, so this could be interesting if they can flip this back. Slowly but surely, yep, there goes the bombers. They've dropped in here. Now, Cheef has decided to go off to the objective over here to the straight ahead. I'm sorry, I'm not losing it. Picks up the specialized Bf-109F, That one's got a little less hit points, and of course Cheef is full health, so he has no problem finishing him off. It's amazing how quick those 50 cals can work through things if you get within that under 500 meters. You know, that's probably the one big downfall, I guess, of the American line. If they're just going to use the 50 cals, it'd be a little bit more difficult to do that. So they've almost got this objective turn here, and I think he's kind of waiting to see if they do turn it. Otherwise, he's just going to be wasting bombs if he decides to make a bomb run on it after they reload. So they've flipped that objective, and now they've taken the center objective here. It's still a 2-2, sitting at 288, 246. I like the paint job on it. It's pretty snazzy. Kind of a yellow and a little bit of a painted thing going on there. So I haven't seen him fire the chin guns yet. I'm assuming they got to be active. I guess we'll have to see here a little bit later. So he's got a bomber flight inbound currently right at that command center, which he's going to be timing it perfectly here. So those guys will be dropping and he'll be dropping if those guys decide to get knocked out, which is kind of nice because it draws off the BF-109Z for Cheef to fly in here. Seems to be pretty uncontested. So he's going to be actually showing up a little bit before he will. Pulls in here and he picks up one of the Focke-Wulf A90. So, the B-17s knock out the BF-109, so Cheef's got a pretty well uncontested run through here. He just needs to drop one more ground target here, and he should pick it up here. Picks up the P-40s coming in. He's down about 2,000 meters, and they've picked up the command center here. Knocks everybody out, leaving the one lone enemy fighter here. So he pulls around, and now they're sitting at 3-1 with the garrison and the two command centers, and now he just has the center here. So if he can get back here to the center, pull this off. The squall line is up in now, and he's got 768 health, so it's not quite half health, but hey, that's not looking too shabby here. So away he goes. They picked up the center here. The pregame is going to be pretty much over with. That bomber flight coming in from the south here will not be able to get to the garrison by the time they pull this off, if he can pull off the center objective. So, yeah, I think he said it was pretty new, if I remember correctly in his email. So he's just probably out here for the first time. Oh, picks up the BF-109Z. Here he comes through. That's never nice. That's not very nice. Cheef was just fucking flying. It's a Sunday afternoon, taking a Sunday flight. That's all he was doing here. Pulls around. BF-109's coming in hard. Oh. Decides to completely fucking... Wow, missed that. I don't know exactly what he was shooting at. Picks up the next plane coming in here, which is the new Japanese heavy fighter here in the KI-102. The 50 cals are working it out. He's got one engine down. Wow, the 50s go. However, that KI-102 is not giving up. I'm curious to see just the number of fires and stuff that's this thing going to pick up. He's picked up the Self-Defense Master, 10,550, and they're still sitting at 2-2 right now. He's did a hell of a job, other than the fact that they, he's actually did all the job, mostly. Flipping objectives as quick as possible here, so he's got a chance here with the full bomb load that he's got to flip this last objective here. Hopefully he can pick it up before he dies. 185 health. Yeah. There we go. So he's got the P-40 on his tail here. If he's going to knock out the P-40, flip the objective, and they win the game. Picked up the forward airstrip here, and they've got 3 of the 4. So well done, Cheef. Thanks for the video, and guys, keep on watching.